All right. Hey, good morning, chemistry class. So today what I have for you guys is essentially opening up this idea or this conversation about how electrons are paired up or ordered in the atom. Now, before we just dive in head first, because this topic can be a little confusing at first because it's going to talk about a few things we haven't, honestly. It's new material. We have a little transition phase, which is what this asynchronous day is, of, well, we basically use campers in boarding homes as a metaphor for electrons. So if we look here on our assignment, hold this down right there. Okay, so if we're looking here on our assignment, this is our very first slide that we're looking at. Each of these is a different situation. So let's say this is one of the boarding homes, okay? This little black dot is a camper, and these are all bunk beds, right? So this first floor has the kitchen and one bunk bed, and one bunk bed. And we have a camper sleeping on that bunk bed. And then if we look at this second picture right here at 3 p.m., right? The first floor, there's still a kitchen, and there's floors up here. But importantly, now there's two campers in this bunk bed, and that's the maximum, right? Two campers in a bunk bed. And then it moves up the floors, and so on and so on. And we see an increasing amount of campers as the night goes on. So we have our sunny rooms over here where the sun hits, and it goes on and on and on. And what I want you guys to essentially see is that when we go to our next slide, because on this first slide, there are no questions. There are no questions. It's just a model for you to look at if you need to refer to a bigger picture. So if we go to our second slide, this is the same picture. So if you can't read this picture, you can either enlarge it or just flip back over here and look at this one. But it asks you, right, bunk bed for the campers. Which of these images represents the bunk bed for the campers? And well, it would be this. Okay, so that's easy enough. We just click and drag that in there, right? And you do the same thing for these ones. And if you have any questions, look back at this model because it kind of tells you. You can see, oh, the manager's code, that's these numbers, right? These little black dots, that's the campers. And then you can just say how many campers were in the boarding house at 5 p.m. Well, let's go back at our model and let's look. At 5 p.m. we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? We had 8 total campers, and that's all you would have to do is you'd have to put the number 8, okay? So work through this. It eventually leads up to you doing your very own problem where you click here on these campers or boarders and you move them into their bunk beds, all right? Just like that. So just get through this today. Finish up this one practice problem. When we get back in class tomorrow, I'll clear up any confusion we might have because I'm sure there will be. This is hard stuff. We're talking about hard stuff. So I have no doubt that you guys can do it, though. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me in Schoology. And if not, I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.